It was December 1963. In a small house in San Diego, California, 3 teenage boys had a crazy idea. Their names were Randy Gardner, Bruce McAllister, and Joe Marciano. They were high school students. They weren't scientists. They were just curious. One day, they sat together. They talked about a mystery. The mystery was sleep. "How long can a human stay awake?" Joe asked. Randy looked at his friends. He was 17 years old. He was brave. "I don't know," Randy said, "but I want to find the answer. I will not sleep." At first, it was a school science project. They wanted to win a prize. But they didn't know one thing. They were starting one of the most famous and dangerous experiments in history. The rules were simple. Randy Gardner must stay awake. No drugs, no coffee, no medicine. His friends must watch him 24 hours a day. On the first morning, Randy was happy. He felt strong. He played basketball with his friends. He laughed. He thought, "This is easy. I don't need sleep." But the sun started to go down. The first night was coming. The world was going to sleep. But Randy's eyes were open. He didn't know that his brain was about to change forever. The first 24 hours were over. Randy was tired, but he was okay. However, on the second day, something changed. His eyes were heavy. His head felt very big. When he tried to read a book, the words moved. He couldn't focus. His friends, Bruce and Joe, were worried. They were only teenagers. They didn't know how to help him. They needed a professional. Luckily, a famous scientist heard about the experiment. His name was Dr. William Dement. He was a sleep researcher from Stanford University. Dr. Dement drove his car to San Diego immediately. When he arrived at the house, he looked at Randy. "Randy," the doctor said, "this is very dangerous. Your brain needs rest." But Randy smiled. "I am okay, doctor. I want to continue." Now, the experiment was bigger. Dr. Dement started to test Randy every hour. He asked questions. He tested Randy's memory. On day 3, the results were scary. Randy was very angry. He shouted at his friends for no reason. This was the first sign. When you don't sleep, your emotions die. To stay awake, they took Randy to the beach. They played pinball. They talked and talked. But in the middle of a conversation, Randy stopped. He looked at a wall. "Do you see that?" Randy asked. "See what?" Bruce asked. "The wall," Randy whispered. "It's changing color. It looks like a forest." The nightmare begins. Day 4 to day 6. By the morning of day 4, Randy Gardner was not the same person. His face was pale and his eyes were very red. He looked like a ghost. This was the most difficult time for his brain. Dr. Dement stayed with him. He tried to keep Randy active. "Let's play pinball, Randy," the doctor said. Randy played, but his hands moved slowly. He was winning, but he didn't care. He wasn't happy. He wasn't sad. He was just there. Then the hallucinations became stronger and scarier. Randy looked at a street sign. "Look," he shouted. "That sign is a person. Why is he standing there?" His friends looked at the sign. "Randy, it's just a sign," Bruce said quietly. Randy started to breathe fast. He was afraid. His brain was dreaming while his eyes were open. This is called a waking dream, and it is very dangerous. On day 5, Randy lost his sense of smell. Doctor brought a very strong orange to Randy's nose. "What is this smell, Randy?" he asked. Randy smelled it, but he said nothing. "I don't smell anything," he whispered. His brain was turning off parts of his body to save energy. Day 6 was even worse. Randy started to imagine he was a famous football player. "I need to go to the game," he told Joe. "Randy, you are in a house. There is no game," Joe replied. Randy became very angry. "You are lying to me!" he screamed. His personality was disappearing. He was losing his connection to the real world. Every minute was a battle against his own mind. On day 7, Randy was in a very dark place. He didn't know the time. He didn't know the day. His friends had to help him walk because his legs were very weak. Doctor wanted to test Randy's memory again. This test was famous in medical history. "Randy," the doctor said, "please start at 100 and subtract 7. Then continue." Randy looked at the doctor. His eyes were blank. 100, 93, Randy said slowly. Then he stopped. "Continue, Randy," the doctor encouraged him. Randy stayed silent for a long time. Finally, he asked, "What am I doing? Why am I talking?" He forgot the question in only 10 seconds. His short-term memory was gone. It was like a computer with a broken hard drive. On day 8, Randy's speech became very difficult to understand. He started a sentence, but he couldn't finish it. He spoke like a very young child. The water, he whispered, and then he forgot the word drink. His friends were terrified. They saw their friend's mind melting. Joe and Bruce wanted to stop the experiment. "Doctor, he is dying," Joe said. But Dr. Dement checked Randy's heart and blood. "His body is physically okay," the doctor said, "but his brain is sleeping in parts. Some parts are awake and some parts are sleeping." On day 9, Randy didn't recognize his friends. He looked at Bruce and asked, "Who are you? Are you a doctor?" Bruce wanted to cry. His best friend was looking at him, but he didn't see him. Randy was now a prisoner inside a tired brain. He was only 2 days away from the finish line, but those 2 days felt like 100 years. The news was everywhere. Radios, newspapers, and people across America were talking about the boy who doesn't sleep. Hundreds of people and reporters came to the house in San Diego. They wanted to see the boy who was challenging nature. Inside the house, the atmosphere was very strange. It was day 10. Randy was almost like a statue. He sat in a chair and looked at the wall for hours. He didn't speak. He didn't move. His eyes were open, but he wasn't really there. Dr. Dement was very worried, but he stayed professional. He played a game of basketball with Randy. Surprisingly, Randy played well. His body was moving automatically, like a robot. But when the game finished, Randy forgot it immediately. Finally, the sun rose on day 11. This was the last day. Randy Gardner was awake for 260 hours. Only 4 hours left to reach the goal. The pressure was huge. "Randy, can you hear me?" "Doctor." Dement asked. Randy turned his head slowly. Yes, he whispered. His voice was very dry and low. How do you feel? Randy waited for a long time. Then he said, I feel like my brain is wrapped in cotton. In the final hour, the house was silent. Everyone watched the clock. Finally, the clock hit the mark. Randy Gardner did it. He broke the world record. He was the first human to stay awake for 11 days without drugs. People cheered and clapped. Reporters took photos. But Randy didn't smile. He didn't celebrate. He only wanted one thing. He wanted to close his eyes. Many doctors were there. They wanted to look at Randy's brain. They wanted to know, is he okay? Randy went into a dark, quiet room. He saw a bed. He didn't say a word. He lay down and closed his eyes. In 1 second, he was asleep. He was not dreaming at first. He was in a very, very deep sleep. He slept for 14 hours and 40 minutes. The doctors watched Randy while he slept. They saw something very interesting. Usually, a person's brain goes through different steps to reach dream sleep. It takes a long time. But Randy's brain was very hungry. It went to dream sleep immediately. His brain was like a worker. It started to clean and fix everything very fast. The doctors realized that the brain has a secret power. It can fix itself when it is very tired. After that night, Randy woke up. He felt good. He ate breakfast. He talked to his friends. For many years, people thought Randy was fine. He grew up, he worked, and he was happy. But many years later, when Randy was an old man, he had a problem. He could not sleep. This is called insomnia. He stayed awake at night for many hours. He told people, I think I broke my brain when I was 17. He suffered for a long time. It was the price of his world record. Randy Gardner's story taught us 3 simple things. Sleep is like food. Your body needs it to live. If you don't eat, you get weak. If you don't sleep, your brain gets broken. The brain cleans itself. When you sleep, your brain cleans away trash. Without sleep, the trash stays in your head. Don't fight nature. You can try to be a hero, but your body always needs rest. Nature is stronger than us. Today, nobody can try to break Randy's record. It is now illegal. The Guinness World Record said, no more. It is too dangerous. They don't want anyone to get hurt. So, when you feel tired tonight, don't look at your phone. Don't drink more coffee. Just go to bed and sleep. Your brain will thank you in the morning. Randy Gardner was a brave boy, but he showed us that every human needs a dream.